Hi, I'm Helen. Welcome to my channel. We're going to be doing a big Christmas gift guide for 2022. Let's get into it. I am a lifestyle journalist and writer, so I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't kick things off with my favorite books of the last year. First one is The Palace Papers by Tina Brown. This is great for any royal watchers, anybody who's into The Crown on Netflix of it all, Harry and Meghan of it all. If you have somebody on your list who's into that world, they're gonna like The Palace Papers, really well written by Tina Brown. Next up, for the geography lovers in your life, Africa is Not a Country. This is an important new book, and I really enjoyed it. It is a big, long, dense read. Great for those who want to understand Africa, which is not a country, a little bit better. And there's just so much background about sort of the history of colonialism and how amazing modern Africa is. If that sounds like someone on your list, you're gonna like Africa is Not a Country. For the productivity nerds on your list, for those who are listening to podcasts about how to do better at work, how to level up, how to spend their time better and in a more meaningful way, and I feel like that is probably most of us at this point. Those of us who want to get off social media, I would recommend going for the book Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport. That is a great way to sort of learn how to get rid of all the social media that is just clogging up your time that you don't need, all in one book that gives really straightforward recommendations on how to detox it from your life. For those who are just getting started in the workforce maybe, or feel like they're very distracted by hyperactive hive mind of Slack, email, all this other stuff coming in, if you want to learn how to get the best out of your time at work, I suggest also by Cal Newport, Deep Work. This was instrumental in me getting up to another level in my writing, in my work, in even making videos, and how I want to spend my time during the workday. Deep Work is a great one for anybody like that on your list, or maybe even for you. I strongly recommend an e-reader for a gift. This was gifted to me by my husband, I think a couple Christmases ago. I favor the Kobo Clara. You've got to check and see what your library or the person you're gifting, what their local library is like, and whether they use Kobos or Kindles. My guess is it's going to be a Kobo, but if you can access the public library, this is such a great gift. I've saved myself thousands of dollars and also been able to use my public library. And at my library, and in Canada, we actually pay writers a bit for their ebooks that are lent through the library. So it's not like I feel like I'm taking away all their revenue or anything like that. Have been loving this device. It keeps me non-distracted because there is no real internet connectivity to be getting email or anything like that on this. It is strictly for reading. I love it. I pick it up every single day. For the avid reader in your life, you can't go wrong with an e-reader if they don't have one. Now for the kids on your list, they're of course going to have maybe the video games or toys that they've been sort of clamoring for ages, but if you want to do something really fun that's going to be free to you, make sure to do some coupons for them, because I know that people like to make coupons for mom, for Mother's Day and stuff like that, but you can make them for your own kids. The secret is to give them something that doesn't really cost you any money or any time, but allows them maybe some things that are restricted during the other parts of the week. So for example, for my son, these are one of his favorite gifts. Honestly, I think he likes this better than some of the actual physical things. I know he definitely likes it better than the sweaters that he gets at Christmas time, but what I do is I use coupons, and it'll be you can have a Coke during the weekdays because he is normally only allowed to have them on the weekends. It could be something like you can have a steak for dinner instead of whatever it is I'm preparing, but with the caveat that he has to let me know 2 days before so I can make sure that I buy steak to have it in the house, or getting out of a chore, emptying the dishwasher. So I'm gonna link up below just a PDF that you can print out as well if you wanna make your own coupons. I didn't make this PDF, this is just one from the internet, but this is a really great free gift idea that I think that your kids will treasure. So long as you pick something that is just normally restricted for them, they'll get a real kick out of that. On the home front, some things that I think that are great. If you know someone who's setting up a home office or is now working from home or has chosen to just work remotely for the rest of their life, they may appreciate a printer, but you don't want to have a huge printer. And I would say you don't need a color printer. I have for years been using a black and white HP LaserJet printer. I've only replaced the cartridge once, and I work from home and I print off tons of stuff for my kid for his schooling as well. Very affordable. I think probably around the $100 mark, maybe a bit more than that. Cartridges are of course expensive, but this printer is excellent. I've been using it for years, no problems whatsoever, but my favorite part is it's got a tiny footprint, so it doesn't take up a huge chunk of my desk. For the chef in your life, maybe consider getting them a really good quality knife. The best quality that I think that I've ever used personally has been Shun knives. I particularly like this Nakiri knife that doesn't have a pointy edge because I am a little bit afraid of pointy edge knives. I like this one. It's got a blunt edge. This is great for chopping vegetables. It can go through all kinds of things. You can use it to trim meat and stuff like that as well. Even a trim meat that's come off the barbecue as well. I use it. It's a multi-purpose knife. I absolutely love it. It is a complete splurge, something that people probably don't want to buy for themselves, but it is a good one. Another one for the cook in your life is a Bose cutting board. I don't know if it's Booze, maybe it's Bose, I don't know, but this cutting board is really, really good quality. I researched when I was buying this years and years ago to make sure that I was getting a really good one. I didn't want one that was gonna split or just be of poor quality. This one is the one I saw on the Food Network time and time again, so I decided to pick it up, and it has been chef's kiss perfect since then. So I recommend this brand, and I recommend this particular type of cutting board. You can get a small one, you can get a huge one, whatever it is your needs are. This is a great thing to find under the Christmas tree. Let's talk now stuff from Sephora and hair stuff, which I think is probably the content that you're expecting and wanting from me. I strongly think that a nice Olaplex set is such a wonderful gift, especially if you can find one that has the oil in it, because when you buy these all separately, it starts to add up to be a small fortune. So if you know someone who's always complaining about their dry, damaged hair, you know someone who just will not buy all of them and just bought the sample size, that person might appreciate a nice shampoo set from Olaplex. You can get them at Sephora, but you can also find them at places like Nordstrom. I have seen them there at other department stores, especially if they're sort of more on the luxury side. So go ahead and pick up a nice Olaplex set for the sister, cousin, mom in your life who may need one. Another really amazing thing that Sephora does well are these trial sets, and they are such good value because you probably won't have another chance to discover all the things that you like. For instance, they've got a hydration kit that it's not the cheapest, but you get all these different trial sizes, and from them then you decide what you like best, and then you can invest in a larger size bottle. But also for the beauty lovers on this notion of discovery sets, you can get stuff like mascara, you can get stuff like a fragrance discovery set. They're so smart, they figured this out. What it is you get all these little trial sizes, and I think for the fragrances and often for things like the mascara sets, there's usually, but not always, a coupon to buy a full-size one inside. So the price you're paying is a bit elevated for a bunch of little samples. Keep in mind though, you can upgrade to the full size, usually with a coupon, when you discover the one that you like out of them. So great, great gift for anybody who loves shampoo, loves makeup, loves mascara, loves fragrance. I'm gonna talk a bit more about fragrance in a second though. I'm gonna be talking more about all of these products that I'm mentioning pretty much. I think there might be a few that escape the longer vlogs, but I have lots of vlogs coming on, so just be sure to like this video, stay subscribed, and if you wanna take it one step further, go ahead and sign up for my online publication called Helen Avery. That's at helenavery.substack.com, and let's get on with the rest of the list. Ooh, a home good that I totally forgot to call out, but I'm gonna insert it now because this one is important, which is a Le Creuset enameled cast iron pan. I've had mine for over 10 years, and this is a great alternative that sort of mixes the best of cast iron and nonstick together. I mean, you can't really use it for eggs, but just about everything, like your stir fries. If you wanna fry things, it is just so, so good. It takes a while to heat up, but my goodness, once they do, these things give you consistent, wonderful heat, and they just last and last. They're such good quality. Totally a splurge, but very worth it if you want something that's gonna be a forever piece in your kitchen. A really good stocking stuffer for, your mom, your sister, somebody on your list who's going on a sun vacation is a really good quality sunscreen that is for the face that they can wear under makeup or just even on its own. I strongly suggest this one, Dauphins Paris and Trals sensitive skin version. It is lovely, very bougie. Clinique makes one that I think is called Vitamin Pepsi or something, Pepsi. I can't remember the exact name of it, but Clinique makes one, and it's the same size as this. That's how you'll know it's a dupe. That one works really well as well, and it is a fraction of the cost. So either of these are great stocking stuffers for the women in your life who are gonna need sunscreen over the winter. Another new fave, and I'll be talking about these at length in coming vlogs, is this trio from the influencer Glamzilla, and it is from Nude Sticks. I have never tried Nude Sticks before I got these. They are amazing. I'm wearing them now. They're just so subtle, beautiful sort of intro. Maybe it's for like the teenager in your life who can't or isn't really allowed to wear really bright makeup or anything. I don't know. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup until I was like in my late teens. I don't know what it is for teens. Maybe they start at 11 these days. I don't know. But for someone who just doesn't want a really strong makeup look and is kind of a beginner, these are perfect. What you've got here is a blush, a bronzer, and this matte stick, which helps take down shine. So great for, you know, the younger people in your life, and also great for people who've got middle-aged skin like me. It works well on all skin types. Maybe not suitable though for the deeper skin tones, but if you're anywhere complected near me, fair or a bit deeper, it's gonna work for you. Really great all-purpose products. If you want to give jewelry, I've got 2 great Canadian brands to put you onto. I'm nearly 100% positive they ship to the United States. One of them is Suitables, and you will see a lot of this in an upcoming vlog where you're going to see me wearing this necklace. I'm not sure how well you're going to see it, but it's got a tiny little H stamped into it, which they hand stamped right in front of me, which was just so cool to watch. Oh, was I even holding the H the right way? Let's see. Love this sweet little necklace. And then I've got one from Lovers Tempo as well, where they do all this beautiful celestial looking stuff. Have a look at this clip here that I got when I was at the event. This is cubic zirconia with 14K gold plated brass. So nice. Loving both of these necklaces. Go ahead and check those out. Links to everything down below in the description, obviously. Let's talk fragrance now, shall we? This is always a bit of a tough one because it's so personal. So I'm just gonna tell you the ones that I love, and you can go ahead and sniff them or maybe purchase them from somewhere where the person can return it if they don't like it. I don't know your life, but these are the ones that I can vouch for because I think they're all really pretty. First is Chloe, just original Chloe formulation. This has a bit of a sour lychee note, so you have to enjoy that to be able to enjoy it, but it's considered very fresh, very modern. I feel like if someone enjoys the brand Chloe just in the fashion world, they're gonna also like the perfume as well. That's just how I feel about that situation. If you wanna get a Chanel, one that I don't own but I think is very pretty is Chanel Eau Tendre, and I think that this is a pink roundish bottle, and this is a classic. It has a really light, I think, peony type note. I would purchase it. It's actually the only Chanel that I really like. I don't love the DNA of Chanel fragrances, but if I were gonna pick one, and if I were gonna say one is a crowd pleaser, this is the one that it is. In that vein of crowd pleasers, Miss Dior, but not Miss Dior, the original sort of Miss Dior, but rather Blooming Bouquet, which is a flanker, and the word flanker means like one of their little offshoots. This one is such a crowd pleaser. This is great if you know someone's gonna be getting married or attending a wedding and they just want something light, fresh, beautiful, spring-like. It does not have a lot of longevity, but it is a very pretty scent. And when I was on Reddit, sort of deep into the fragrance world, when I started re-exploring fragrances, this one kept coming up time and time again, and very few people had anything bad to say about it. Unlike the Chloe, which was more of a divisive scent, this one was a real crowd pleaser. My favorite winter scent, and it is pretty unisex, so anybody in your home can wear it. And all fragrances, I guess, theoretically are unisex, but I feel like some lean more unisex than others. I think that's fair to say. This is Hermès Elixir des Merveilles, not to be confused with Eau des Merveilles, which is a much more popular perfume. Even this smaller size I had to import from, I think, France, because generally they're a little bit bigger than this, but oh my gosh, if you buy it online, you'll get the whole Hermès experience with like the ribbon and the box and the bag, and I think that that's what ends up happening when you get fragrance online from there. So this is a really nice one. It just smells very rich, very woodsy. It smells like you have a lot of money. I don't know how else to describe it. Definitely try and get a whiff of this. I think Nordstrom also sells it as well. My new trick is to spritz it on the back of my coats so that when I go out, I get these lovely wafts of it instead of wearing it all day, because it is a bit of a heavier winter perfume. If you want to go very niche and you have a wad of money to spend, you can go for Ex Nihilo, which is a really well-known niche brand. Lust in Paradise. This is just a decant. I bought myself just a decant because I could not afford the whole thing. It is super expensive, and I'm starting to sort of have a small collection of perfumes, so I didn't want to overdo it. But oh my goodness, smells lovely, just seductive, sweet. It is a great alternative for those who are kind of maybe over Baccarat Rouge, which got to be very big. I'd say almost too big. It became a really popular perfume. So I think that if someone likes those sort of niche perfumes but has not dipped into Ex Nihilo, Lust in Paradise is the way to go. It smells so pretty. Oh. If you want to bring a great hostess gift to somebody, I would suggest the red wine called Les Dauphins, which is a Cote de Rhones. Really nice. Pairs with sort of heavier winter meals, be it like heavier Italian food, heavier meats and stuff like that. We've been drinking this for a very long time. We really enjoy it. If you really don't know what to get someone, I would suggest dipping into maybe Maison Martin Margiela's replica line. And it says replica, so sometimes people think that it means it's fake. It's not. This is a line of products fragrances, candles. Maybe get a candle. I would say one that you can't go wrong with is by the fireplace because it's got those sort of Christmassy smells that would remind you and evoke being near a fireplace. It also has scents that go with it. So if the person ends up liking the candle, they'll probably like the scent as well, perhaps. There's also Lazy Sunday Morning of this line, which I wear. I actually have a decant of this because I did not buy the whole thing. That also comes in a candle as well. So that's a nice one for people who enjoy florals more on your list. So I think that the candles in this range, you kind of can't go wrong with them. Because who doesn't like a nice candle this time of year, especially in the bathroom, something like that, you know, or out on the coffee table. There's also Jazz Club. There are just like so many to explore. There's one I think that's a bit lemony. If you're in Sephora, they carry this line, so definitely check it out there if you want to get a closer sniff on all of these. Now, I would love to hear from you in the comments which gift that you have that is a fail-safe, you give it and you know it's gonna be enjoyed. Help us all out here. I'm gonna tell you about another video of mine you should watch, which is what happened to me when I deleted social media. I watched this back and I kind of chuckled because I had a lot of strange reactions to it. So I'm gonna put that up. I know it's not related to gifts, but I think that you'll get a kick out of it. Go ahead and watch that now. Thanks for watching.